Welcome to the most ill-conceived business podcast around, the Business is Bullshit podcast. I'm James Hornick. How far behind are we? 2 weeks behind? I feel like we're late. I don't know.
No, this one will come out pretty quick. This one will come out this week.
We'll do this one quick.
Like we spin it.
It's gonna
knock it out.
Coming back like we didn't miss a step. My two best friends in the world, Gibson, Jon Tsourakis.
Oh man, thank you, bud.
Fellas.
Yeah, you're welcome.
What's up?
Good to be back. Good to be back. Disney World.
John, I'm looking out my window, man. You got to miss what's going on here in Chicago right now.
Dude, I know.
No.
It feels like it's Chicago.
First snowfall of the year. What's it down there in Florida?
Well, it's 65, but it feels like 52.
Such a bitch comment to make right now.
So I'm wearing long sleeves. They're up, though.
Meanwhile, it's going to be 60 like in 2 days here. It's just that time of year. I have a friend of mine who's actually coming to town, and he's like saying, is the weather going to be nice? It's like next week. I'm like, I have no idea. Might be 60, might be 25. Who knows? It's that time of year here.
It's fun. Anyway. For some reason, they decided to... We got a notification last night before any of the snow came down that the kids have a 2-hour delay in school. When I woke up this morning and I looked at the roads, they were fine. Doesn't make sense.
So like they don't start school for 2 hours later?
They pushed a 2-hour delay. Some places canceled school. Some places didn't have a delay or anything. Like right next to us. Just dumb.
It would come down to whether or not they have the snowplow availability, or like the guy slept in and didn't. You know what I mean? But
yeah. Well, I'm hoping that there's guys and not just a guy.
You never know.
Was it Plow King?
Wasn't a government worker.
Moving.
Did you get that reference, James?
Yeah. Anyways, moving on. Episode 25, burning your network is bullshit. So this is one that Jared was really hot about. Like we were out, he was wound up, and then once again, like he's wound up over text messages, and then earlier today he's like, shit, I lost all my notes. I was in a real flow, and then he's like trying to scramble to get all the thoughts back together. But I think we can. This actually is one of my biggest pet peeves too, and I can't believe we haven't done this yet. So
it's still there. It's still there.
Yeah. Jared, why don't you lead us off here when we talk about burning your network? Which
traumatized you?
Yeah.
All right. Specific story. Not really. We'll get into stories, but for me, it's my network is everything. Like I built my career on my network. Like I wouldn't be where I am today. And I think that you guys are probably in a very similar boat where like, if you really want to succeed and get from one step to the next, you have to have a good network. And I depend on my network for everything. And there's just these little things that happen over time that I noticed with some people that they completely burn their network. And it's like death by 1,000 cuts for these people. And we'll get into some stories.
And we say burn your network, you mean disrespect them, blow them off, do things do shitty things.
Just things that are like why burn the bridge, or why do this, bridges, or why do that, whatever that is. Like, and I think that people understand the value of their network. I just don't know if they read the room and quite understand what they're doing with a lot of these actions that they're taking. And I think at the time I'm trying to think of somebody made a referral over to me. I followed up with that person. I forget what sparked the angry Jared text message, but I'm just like, fuck this. We got to talk about burning networks because too many people do it nowadays. Forget what it was, but it is something that we've wanted to talk about. And I think it's like been an underlying topic of our conversations in multiple podcasts. So it just made sense to talk about it today.
Give us some examples. Make it tangible so everyone out there knows what you mean.
All right.
I know you have 5 points. Give us number one.
Yeah. Okay. First one, the art. And this isn't necessarily burning the network. This is just one of those, like, we all understand how important time is. Right? Time is like so important, and you have to respect people's time. The art of an introduction. So we're going to start very basic here.
Yeah.
Pet peeve. When I get an email, and I appreciate these people thinking of me, right? But it's shit, and it's like, how do I even have this conversation with them? Like, don't send me referrals like this or intros like this. When it's a blind email that goes out to me and another person, and me and that other person have no clue why we were connected, right? There's no like, hey, do you want to talk to Jared? Here's why I think it makes sense. Or, hey, Jared, this person want to talk. Like, there's no understanding of why we're jumping on a call or talking. I can't tell you how many times I've gotten on calls with people where we're talking for 5 minutes and then we're just trying to figure out why we were connected. Like, so why did they you seem like a cool person, but did you need my services, or Was I supposed to be your prospect? Like, what are we doing here, right? And it's just because the introduction was just so like, hey, you two are good people. You should know each other. Have a conversation. It's like, all right, I'm going to do you a favor and I'm going to talk to this person, even though my time is valuable, because you introed us for a reason, but I don't know what that reason is. That's one.
That's kind of lame. I could see why a person would do it because they have something in their imagination of why this makes sense.
Yeah.
But then,
that's not burning network necessarily, but
3 weeks later, and you could because you're frustrated and you're like, dude, like, well, what are we here for? And you give off the wrong energy.
Yeah.
I want to go hard on fucking up referrals, but I'm going to let you continue because I think that might be different than the point you just made there. So,
there's let's just jump right into that.
The other points better be stronger.
Yeah. No, I can't tell if there is there another one on top because that's not the same thing as what he was talking about. But I don't want to. I don't want to throw you off the flow here.
Bad client work, like referrals. Okay. Like, I mean, that's one of those that, like, hey, I'm gonna refer you over to somebody. I'm vouching for you, right? Mm-hmm. I trust you. I've known you for a little bit. You seem to do good work. I've never worked with you, but somebody needs you right now, right? So I'm vouching for you and I'm going to make this introduction. And then within 2 weeks, this happened recently, within 2 weeks, I got a call and this is what triggered it. And it was like, dude, what's up with so-and-so? I'm like, what do you mean? Like, they haven't responded to a message. Like, we signed on, we paid them. They're completely unresponsive to the point where now I'm kind of in between here. And do I have to reach out to the person that I referred this business to and be like, hey, dude, what the fuck? How your team's not responding
totally, dude,
to these people? And it's like, sure. Well, I did. And he's like, he is the founder of this business and he is not even aware that was even going on, that his team was dropping the ball.
More of a reason you should know.
Yeah. So it's just, it's like,
I've seen that. I don't want to call it. So I think sometimes, I guess put it this way, it shouldn't have to be said that when you're taking on a client that was a referral that you should go above and beyond, because you should be going above and beyond for all your clients.
Yes.
But as we all know, as anyone who works in a client-facing business knows, this is not possible. That's not a realistic statement to say. But at the same time, you should know that, like, hey, this one was referred to, especially if it's from another client. Like, you can't drop the ball here. And if the new client, the person I referred to, actually kind of sucks, like, you just need to make sure you're proactive about dealing with that. Because I've definitely seen times in the past where you get referred to a company that just, you know, they're not the best company to work with, but that doesn't mean you blow them off or anything else. You still have to make sure that whatever that person says back to the person who kind of referred you is positive, you know? So,
yeah,
you know, conflict resolution, all the kind of proactive stuff. If it's not a great fit client,
non-violent communication,
figure that out sooner than later. But anyways, I digress.
What about the person that reaches out in a, you know, let's call it a Slack channel and says, hey, does anybody know of a company that does this, right? And I've done this before where I'm like, yes, absolutely, you should talk to this company, whatever that is, right? Mm-hmm. And then that person jumps on a call with the company and they go through the sales process. And then that person, that the buyer, completely ghosts the company that I sent them over to. And it's like, hey, have you heard anything about this? You know, things were going good. And then they, like, basically this goes back to when we talked about being a shitty buyer, but a shitty buyer on top of the fact that you were referred over to this company by somebody in your network. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know. Just,
we want to burn them down in that Slack channel? Shame on them?
No, I don't want to change. I want to just call out the fact that, like, there's ways to go about this, all of this, that are just better.
It comes down to power and character, right? So you want to test, I mean, this is, I think, the Abe Lincoln quote, you want to test somebody's character, give them power, and that's the buyer-seller relationship. And that's just, it's unfortunate what you're saying. It's like some people become bigger assholes when they do steroids or they do cocaine or whatever. Well, same thing when it comes to power, especially in the buying situation.
Yeah.
I think that.
All right. So I got a few more, but this is good therapy session for me right now. So I'll let one of you guys go.
Well, I think this is what I was saying when you, on your first one, I think what I want to say dovetails into kind of the referral, which is more fitting with this. So when you talk about this topic originally, my brain went straight to referrals, how to handle them, how to not handle them, because like 20 years in recruiting, like referrals was like a constant thing. And I see it both from I would get people referred to me as candidates. I'd get people referred to me as clients, vice versa. I try to get referrals, and kind of breaking it down from, are you the referral, the contact is like referring someone to me, and is someone referring me to a contact, or am I the person facilitating the two? Yeah. So there's always kind of 3 steps of that involved, which means there's 3 different people who can potentially fuck something up. So first, so when I'm connecting people, and I think this is what you're kind of saying, Jared, there's literally nothing that pisses me off more than me taking time out of my day to connect 2 people. And it's always for a reason. I don't just like randomly connect people, like you said in your last example, and one of them drops the ball.
Yes.
So there's just, I fucking can't stand that, because it's like, I took time out of my day to help out 2 people, both of which had told me previously, like, hey, I need help with this or whatever. And then once that pisses me off. But go back to kind of the other 2. If you're getting people referred to you, or you're getting referred to someone, I think that, one, always reply to the fucking email, no matter what. Like, there's no excuse. If you're, I don't believe the whole, like, well, I'm busy and I have a lot going on. Bullshit. Like, you're like everyone else out there. You're spending time on your phone. You're looking at Instagram. You can reply to an email. You can take the 30 seconds, even if it's not a good time for you, be like, hey, I'm jammed up this week. Like, you can send off a quick response. And number 2, always thank the person, you know? I don't need to be thanked, but I'm just saying, when people refer someone to me or me to someone, either way, I always say thank you every time. And if it's a situation where I'm the person who they're referring because they're trying to get me a client, then I also follow up with them a month later. Say, hey, thanks again for that referral. Here's what happened. Like, this seems like just etiquette 101, but the lack of care that I think kind of goes into this kind of stuff, it just... There's no excuse for a lack of responsiveness. I don't care how busy you are. There's no one who can't, like, as they're already on their phone, just reply to someone. But 2, just like saying thank you is like the easiest thing in the world. So that's, I can continue, but John, I feel like you want to say something at some point here.
No, this has been super enlightening. I appreciate all of you guys' opinions. I think where I look at it is, and it might sound lame, is serendipity, where people just don't take a chance and actually connect with those people and actually see what could happen. I think they maybe have a negative mindset, and they don't realize the beauty of actually what networking is. And that might sound a little bit romantic, but like Steve Wozniak and Steve Jobs, they met through somebody saying, hey, you 2 should chat, right? Mm-hmm. You also have Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger, same thing, right? So that's actually the power of what can happen when you introduce 2 people. Mm-hmm. I think when it gets messed up is where somebody doesn't set up good boundaries, right? Where they get introduced and they could say, hey, I'm so busy right now. I'm literally busy until 2 months later. I'd love to talk with you then, but I'm heads down. I just read a new Cal Newport book about why I'm not supposed to have any distractions, or whatever that may be. I think that is the most polite and professional way that you can handle that. Yeah. And as far as like the ghosting thing, like Jared, what you're talking about, man, that happens to us a lot. We'll literally be mid-conversation. But good news, we stayed in contact with somebody for 3 years. This guy had ghosted us so many times. We sent numerous breakup emails. We could probably hold a clinic on it. And then we just signed him last week, right? So there is hope. Fine.
He gave in. He gave in.
I mean, it was unbelievable, man. But here's the other thing too. I had a call with the guy that gave us the referral. He's been a client of this guy's for 10 years. I said, man, we've had like 15, 20 conversations to try to get this guy signed. He's like, wow. He's like, I've had him as a client for 10 years. I've probably only talked to him twice. But so sometimes there's personalities that just fall into this, and they are completely oblivious to the way that they are in the world, which it's unfortunate because we're more sensitive to this because it's more important to us.
Yeah. I think that's the best point right there. Yeah. Everything you just said right there, I think is spot on. But to your first point, like boundaries and kindness aren't mutually exclusive. Mm-hmm. The kind of, like, you should respond to people. I don't care how important you think you are or how like busy you are. You should respond back. And even if it's like you said, John, like, hey, don't have time right now. Let's push it out till after the new year. Follow up with me. Awesome. Got it. One of the things that happened to me a few months ago is I look also at my potential prospects and clients I look through a lot of them as through the lens of, could you be a good referral partner? Meaning, could I send you people? Hey, I don't have this in my network right now. Like, this could help. I'm thinking of 2 companies this could help out right now. So let's keep that kind of referral angle open here. Yeah, great. Let's do that. Whatever. Then you go through the process and you get ghosted by people. I mean, we've been ghosted and it sucks, but I'm not going to refer them business now. Like, it's just.
Here's another thing that I should add real quick is I get referred a ton of people that want me to buy what they want or what they have, right? So there's somebody that is, they're a mutual contact and they, run into somebody that's selling, let's say it's like a call tracking service or something. And they're like, oh, hey, you should talk to so-and-so. So that other person is teeing up a call. I have absolutely no need for whatever it is that they're selling, right? That's, I think, when a really good time to set boundaries. And I'm thinking of a time here where I want to say the guy moved the meeting like, a few times. At that point, I was like, I'm not. The problem is I'm on a thread with this other guy now. And it's like, dude, it's the most annoying thing. So I think the professionalism has to stick on both sides. I should just wait 2 years and then just say, all right, let's go ahead and meet.
So I will say that I've kind of both those points. I've definitely had people who canceled on me like multiple times like that. And I just blew them off, but I went back and told the person who referred me, like, here's what happened in case they get back to you. Like, I tried to set up multiple calls. Like, if they want to get back in touch, I'll
my
talk
nice
with them,
way of saying they're a dick.
Yeah, but it's just like, it's a nice way of like, I don't want them coming back that I was one who blew them off, because that's not what happened. But the other thing too is there are situations where someone's making like a referral that isn't a good fit. I'll always tell that person as a side, like, hey, I appreciate it. Thank you for making these. Here's the type of conversation I'd like to have versus not have. I'm going to talk to your friend. I still follow up with them and still have that conversation, because it is on you at some point. Like, if someone's making like repeatedly bogus referral, it's on you for not like straightening that out. Like, what's a good referral for you? But at the same time too, like, because it's on you, you still have to take that conversation, is the way I've always looked at it. So,
what about when somebody's trying to sell you something, where you get inundated by people that are linking you up with somebody as you're the buyer when you're not shopping for anything?
Is it coming through referral, or is it just I'm getting spam?
Is that one of those like
hey, you two guys should connect, and then like I instantly know, I'm like, they're selling that person. Hey, do you know somebody that owns an agency? And then like, all right, boom, and the next thing you know,
I think that goes back to what I talked about, the first point that I made. Like, creating the expectation of why. Like, reach out to me on the side and be like, hey, James, I've got somebody that does this. Like, you're in their ideal client profile. Like, I don't know if this is something, but, they're good people. I think it'd be worth maybe having a conversation. Obviously timing is important, but let me know if you're open to the connection. If James says no, then I'm going to go back and be like, yeah, he's, timing doesn't work.
That's a good call. I think it takes a little bit of strength to do that. I believe some people are in the moment and they just move quickly and like, oh, hey, I know somebody.
Dude, I cannot make a connection an inch. I love connecting people. Love it. Like, I love, like, you two got connected, I think, through me. I love, like, when good people meet other people. Or maybe, I don't know.
I think so.
James
I think so. Yeah,
we're at the bar the one time. Long room.
Yeah.
We were just
like, I just love connecting good people. And I don't know if like what's going to happen from it, but like, there's a reason that I'm making intros to people. I would never connect somebody that didn't know I was making that connection, that intro. Like, my connection email is always like, hey, I teed this up to both of you, quick recap. And then I will, James, John runs Oyova, John, like, and I'll do a little tutorial. And then at the end, I'll say, I'm going to let you guys take it from here. I have no doubt that you'll benefit from knowing each other. That's literally my message. And it works because I make sure that I tee up that conversation ahead of time. Just blindly sending it out and like me going into a call with my guard up, because I'm assuming, because I have no understanding of why we're talking, that I'm about ready to be sold to, and nobody fucking wants to be sold to. So I don't know.
I do think that part of this comes from the fact that everyone likes to think they're a strategic thinker, but not many people actually are. Like, most people think transactionally. So they look at a conversation as being worth their time, not worth their time, and they don't see the bigger picture. Like, I'm a big believer, like, goodwill, building goodwill with people is maybe one of the best BD resources there is in terms of growing a business, growing your career, getting whatever like you're trying to accomplish. But what that means is you're going to have a lot of conversations with people that in the moment don't seem like they're worth your time, but eventually down the road they do, because like the amount of conversations I've had with people over the years about job searching advice, because I know just being in recruiting, I know a lot about that. Like to me, it's a broken record. It's like 15 minutes of me like giving like stuff that feels mundane. Like I can't believe I'm doing this again. But 5 years later, 3 years later, someone reached out like, hey, really, thanks for all those years ago we talked about this and that. It really helped out. Like it matters. And then those people become potentially clients, or they refer you other good people. And but I just think you have to kind of think longer term, and like the small things you can do to help someone out it will come back around to you. But again, you can't blow these conversations off, especially when they come from someone. So anyway.
James, you almost blew off the conversation, the intro from Don
when you told
to meet us. Don introduced James and I. James,
really?
Yeah, Don Bora introduced James and I, kind of reintroduced. We knew each other, we didn't know each other. And James, we jumped on the call, and I could tell, I've told the story before, James had his guard up because he wasn't sure why we were on that call.
I totally wasn't sure why we were on the call. But yeah. I still got on the call.
Yes, yeah, you did. Yeah, because
don't say I blew it off. I didn't blow it off. I still showed up. I wasn't sure why we were talking, but that's very different. Yeah.
That's it, because you respected the person that made the introduction.
Yeah, exactly. Don told me to talk to you, so I did. Yeah. Whereas a lot of people would just be like, I don't want to take this fucking call.
Yeah.
So
it's cool though when you get to see that shift, when somebody is like, oh, okay, this is this type of conversation, and you just see them go down. It's like
you can literally watch the
sales type of thing. When you take yourself out of the sales, out of the sales process, and say, all right, hey, you're not going to be a good fit for us, but I think I can still help you. You literally see someone's shoulders drop, and they're like, oh wow, like there's just this kind of opening that gets created.
Yeah. Another gripe person I'd like to complain about on this here podcast today are the people at networking events when you go out and you meet somebody and you're having a good conversation with them, and it comes down to like, I've got people now, like actually I've got somebody you should talk to, so I'm going to make an intro over to you, and they say back to you, yeah, you know what, I could use your services, or I've got a few people that I want to connect you to that I think really could use your services. I always follow up with those conversations, like make it a point to, okay, who am I talking? Okay, one, because they're a potential client, they told me that. And then two, like they potentially have referral clients for me, and I have people that I want them to talk to. And it never fails. Every once in a while, I'll circle back with people, be like, hey, here's a link to my calendar. I want to talk through a little bit about what you're doing to make sure that I'm getting the intro right. And then you had mentioned potentially, some pain points you have around what we do. Send it out, and nobody does anything. There's no response. Like, I can't stand that. And listen, I know some of it's on me. Maybe I'm just goofy and dumb when I meet people, but like, follow through with what you say you're going to do. People have such a fucking hard problem with following through. John, you're looking like, why are you making that face right now?
Because there's some fucking awful construction happening outside. Fucking unmute and listen to you.
He's trying to get through this podcast. He's got like things blaring in his ear.
There's somebody fucking cleaning windows. Yeah. There's literally, dude, it literally sounds like a monster truck rally is going on outside.
I mean, it is Florida. It is Florida, so there could be a monster truck rally going on outside.
But I do remember now why you were at an event and you didn't connect with a bunch of people, and you got really pissed about this. I think that was the genesis for this topic.
And it's, I don't want to chase. I don't want to chase people.
Everybody wants to be pursued.
Like, I don't want to fucking chase you. If you don't want to talk to me, then don't talk to me. Don't fucking tell me though you want to talk to me. And like, that's what pisses me off. It's like, you're wasting my fucking time right now.
And I was like, dude, it was awesome. It was great meeting you. It wasn't even like a sales thing, but it was like.
Is that the Wills Tower guy?
Really? No. I'm still in therapy with that one. We can, I was like, oh yeah, we'd be like good referral partners, very similar to like, hey, I have, some people I could meet you, introduce, and so on and so forth. And nothing. Oh, I'll tell you what, man, I'll call this guy out too. It was a flight to Chicago. This was like 5 years ago. It was like or something like that. He was sitting in the front row he was sitting in the front row and literally like yelling at the two people next to him. I later found out they were his parents. And it was the most bizarre thing. And then like he finds out like we're doing some media buys and so on and so forth. And then we have we hit it off, and then we were supposed to go and meet up at this like mutual event, and he had this thing that I can't remember that this program he was going to get us into. I got his card. Dude ghosted me the entire week I was there. I was like, I never would have guessed that. Like, I was like, okay, like we got a deal, we're going to move forward. Like, it was like super kosher, very similar to like this other guy. I don't understand the sickness though, where somebody like carries this on.
I was gonna say something similar, John. I believe there's a weird psychosis among some people that when they're in person at a networking event or just a one-to-one chance encounter like that, they feel the pressure to like say things that they don't actually intend to because it's too uncomfortable to be like, to qualify a conversation better. Like there's probably some people that like, maybe he didn't have a need for whatever you service, but he wanted to sound like a big shot in the moment and, you know, said, yeah, let's connect, let's do it. But he never had any intention. Or people at networking events, when, you know, you start talking with them about like meeting up sometime, they'll just agree to it because they're too uncomfortable. And then they get like anxiety after the fact. I don't know.
But they're the ones that bring it up. Yeah. I'm not one that usually, I'm not the one that usually says, like, I'll wait till the last second, be like, hey, if you ever want to, you know, grab a beer or jump on a call, let me know. I wait till say that, and they'll be like, yeah, for sure. Like, well, let's connect, or you shoot me over LinkedIn, whatever it is. Mm-hmm. They're usually the ones that are asking me that. Like, that's it. Like, hey, let's, you know, this is something like we should definitely connect after this. Here's my card, or shoot me a note. I live over here. Like, maybe we can grab a drink or lunch sometime. It's like, all right, cool, and then nothing.
Yeah, I think it's what it is in the moment they don't have the communication toolkit or the skill set, or they don't know what to say when they want to be non-committal, so they just agree. You know,
what personality profile is that though? Because that's not a people pleaser, right? Because the people pleaser would actually go through with it and they would hate
chicken
themselves.
Shit. Is there a chicken shit profile?
No. I don't know, but it's almost like
I think it's your standard. I think it's why people hate networking groups, because people are bullshit. You know what I mean? Like, there's so many people. I think it's like half the people are like kind of fit into that. It's pretty common that there's people who would just say whatever in the moment when the conversation ends. You know.
I guess I should also say, like, I can't say that I haven't been guilty of some of this throughout my career. Like, definitely have. But I think I'm just more conscious of it now. Like, I'm conscious not to do it. And if I do say I'm going to do something now, I do it. Like, even if I don't want to, like, you know, I did say that. Yeah, let's connect. So I don't know.
I would potentially agree, only from the standpoint of, I think my issue earlier in my career was I wasn't always organized in the moment. Like, I might have actually like met somebody. I'm like, oh, we should connect, but I didn't take their fucking contact information down or remember to make a follow-up note or anything else like that. Whereas now, as I'm an old man, I just always remember, like, next morning, like, organize whoever you talk to, make sure I follow with them today. So,
you guys ever had a situation though where they gave you the card and it was like the best contact ever, and then you lost it, and then you don't know actually how to get in hold with it?
I've definitely lost cards for sure. Yeah,
and you're like, oh, that sucks. That's a terrible feeling. That's like
I've searched the internet high and low, far and near, to try to find. I've text messaged people like that were at the event. I mean, I'm sure I've sent one of you guys a text because I'm so bad with names. I'd be like, hey, do you remember that one person's name? Like,
and
I'm so bad at remembering names, but yeah, I've definitely had that before. And you finally find the person.
Oh yeah. Like, or sometimes you don't. It's like, it reminds me of like that myth of, you know, the guy's driving, picking up like the girl in the white dress, you know, walking down the road, you know, and it turns out, oh yeah, you know, she was never there. It's one of those things. It's like, dude, like, no, it was the person at the event, like sitting in the corner, and people are like, dude, I have no idea who you're talking about. And you're like, yeah.
Doesn't fit the same thing, but this just did give me PTSD. One of my biggest misses was, it was actually it was an enterprise client we had, one of those enormous companies where you could sell to 25 different people. And I got introduced to somebody else there, and I had a call set up with them. And in my mind, it was at like an hour later. So like I had the wrong time in my mind, but also my calendar didn't have a reminder go off. So like my backup system I missed. And then I'm 30 minutes late. I missed the call, and there was no second chance. And it was completely unintentional. I didn't mean to do it, but it's just like my brain wasn't thinking the right thing. My calendar wasn't set up. I got like double dinged, and it was a fuck up.
Yeah.
Still to this day.
I know. I was going to say, it stuck with
Still to this day. Probably 7 or 8 years later, I'm like, I can't believe I did that. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, do you get annoyed when people jump on a call 5, 6, 7 minutes late and don't apologize for being late?
Yeah. man, I know someone.
Or just acknowledge. You don't need an apology per se, but just like an acknowledgement that they're late. Yeah.
I know someone. We had like 3 calls. We were trying to work a deal out, and this person was like 2-3 minutes late to the first, couple calls. The second call, the third call, the most important call, this person was like 15, 20 minutes late. So I sent an email at like 8 minutes in, hey, I'm dropping off or whatever. Let me know if you want to reschedule. And then email comes over like 17, 18, 20 minutes later. Hey, I'm on. Do you want to go ahead and pop on now? It's like, fuck no. Like, I mean, not even acknowledgement. And then it pointed like it killed the deal. Like I was like, I don't even want to like talking about pursuing. I don't want to keep pushing this forward. It was more in their benefit anyway. And it was like, all right, but that's that etiquette where people just don't acknowledge. And I think they thought there was a power dynamic. And if that's how you want to exercise your power and control, cool, man. There's other people to hang out with and do deals with.
But I mean, it's again a network burner.
Totally.
Like it's just like these small little things that just add up over time, and that person probably has done that to multiple people, right? And it's just.
And I like to take, like, if somebody wants to repair something, I'm all about it. Like, hey, sorry about that, or but I think some people are on a different wavelength where they don't do that, and that's okay. I think those are where it's like, all right, I would go as far as to say like toxic, but that just doesn't work for me at a point, especially 3 times in a row, and the last one being the most important, and just no acknowledgement of it.
What else? I think
I'm good. I don't know. Do you have it? You got any more, Jared? Yeah, I was trying to track. I think you said you had 5 points. I only counted 4. I don't know if there was another one in your back pocket or not.
So I said art of the introduction, unresponsiveness. I mean, that's another one that's just like if somebody makes an introduction to you over to somebody else, and you respond back and say, hey, thanks for the intro, so-and-so. Nice to meet you virtually, whatever. Like, here's a link to my calendar if you want to throw some time on. And then it's just crickets. Like, am I supposed to be following up with that person? It's a weird dynamic of like, okay, does that person even know that this intro was made? Like, she teed it up with me, or he teed it up with me, but they didn't tee it up with the other people. So I don't know. I look at that as like
go for it, John.
Well, yeah, go.
When you get introed to somebody and they think they're hot shit and they don't realize that you are actually would buy from them.
Yes, this is
okay.
The example that I just brought up. That's this.
Okay, so this guy, I get introed to him, and we would totally use his services. But I think he thought, like, I don't know what he thought, but he was like, yeah, bro, just got this house, mentions this neighborhood and all this stuff. He's like, yeah, it's like really cool, and it's kind of like he's like broing out or something. And then I asked him a question like specific to his services and his pricing. Is like, oh, whoa, are you like, you would be like a client of ours? And I was like, yeah, that was the intention for this call. He's like, oh, man, it was like a total reversal. He's like, let me get to my desk. And it was just this whole thing. I was like, well, dude, even on a networking call, I wouldn't have, done what he was doing. But it was just interesting, like the masks that we wear based on selling what we're going to sell rather than just being this kind of douchebag you're walking around.
One minute you're just some schlub, next minute he's taking you seriously.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the thing. It's like I've met a lot of these people online on social media that have a completely different persona, and then you meet them in real life, and it's just like,
don't meet your heroes.
I was doing comparing myself to this person. That should be a podcast right there. Comparing is bullshit. That's a whole conversation. Comparison is bullshit. But yeah, those, like, I would like to think that the way that I sell and the way that I show up to network and the way that I show up on this podcast are all the exact same fucking thing. Like, I don't need to turn anything on or turn anything off. I may not say fuck as much on a prospect call or at all. I'll match whoever I'm talking to, but like being that person, like that jumps on a call, immediately starts talking about their house and then finds out you're trying to sell to them and flips a switch and it turns into somebody completely different. Like, why would anybody ever buy that? Mm-hmm. Did you buy it?
No, I didn't, man. It was just too weird. I mean, and granted, like I like to, like I give people a second chance and try to like fix something. It was so polar that I was like, I don't know. I just, it just didn't feel right. It was weird. I think he might have messed up the other part of like the follow-up too. Oh man, here's another one. This is insane. So,
John found his second wind here.
There's a
construction
company
stopped
that sells AI, that sells AI services, right? And so we were going to buy some. This is me buying again. This was an intro, me buying. Meet the guy. Go through the sales guy. Total idiot. Like to the point where I'm having to tell this guy, like, no, this is what we want to buy. This is what you need to put in your proposal, and so on and so forth. And then he's like, you need to have a call with the CEO, man. He's like, we're going to go big with this. I was like, okay, that's fine. So have a call with the CEO. We're talking about like partner programs, and he's like, actually, I don't think you'd be a good client yet. He's like, your clients would be better clients. I was like, that's perfect. I was like, go ahead and send me a proposal that says that. 2 weeks go by. I have the client now asking me for the proposal. So then I email the guy. I'm like, dude, where's the proposal? And he's like, oh, on the way, man. Sends it over. It's the first proposal he sent me dated months prior that has nothing to do with what we're talking about. And I was like, hey, man, like there's an issue here. And I was like, can you go ahead and correct this? This is what should be in the proposal. He responds back. He's like, hey, you have a couple minutes to get on so we can go jam about this proposal? I was like, dude, there's nothing to jam. Like, this is all that I need in here. And then
this is the owner, or this is the sales guy?
No, this is the sales guy. And then, like, I was like, all right, I'm just going to move on. You know, I don't even know what to do with this. And then emails back a couple weeks later, and he's like, hey, man, did we ever do that call with the CEO? You still in the mood for that? And I'm like, is this guy AI? Like, I don't even I didn't respond. But he's now, like, nudging and following up, doing his circle back check-in. I haven't reached out to the guy that gave the referral, because I don't even know what to say. Like, because James, it's the same thing. Like, I think they're close. And do I say, like, hey, man, I think Carl's a fucking idiot. Like, I don't even know where to go with that. I'm gonna just step back, and hopefully that I don't hear from him anymore, and maybe I don't get any other referrals from the other guy. I'm sure they're all good people.
There is a phenomenon I've seen a few times where there's somebody will refer their friend, and then later let it on that they don't think their friend's very good professionally, but they still feel the need to introduce them because it's their personal friend. I have seen this multiple times. So that happens. I don't know.
Gave him a chance.
So,
yeah.
You know.
All right. That's all I got.
Your buddy Carl's a fucking moron.
Like, I agree.
Like,
But nice guy, right?
Yeah. Like, because if I give him the play-by-play, I'm being overly critical. And so, yeah, I don't know. If he follows up and asks, I don't even know what I would say. But yeah, it didn't work out.
Should have told you Carl's got a serious cocaine problem, and he was probably very high when you guys.
That's actually how we met, doing cocaine in the
bar. Wrap it on that.
Yeah, that's a wrap for episode 25 of the Business of Bullshit podcast. Catch on iTunes, Spotify, and YouTube. James Hornick, Jared Gibson, Jon Tsourakis signing off, reminding you that business is bullshit.